Hi, this is Dr. Don Bonner of Personalized Wellness, and I'd like to welcome you to this next talk on diet and nutrition. Today I was planning on talking about energy production. I had all the biochemistry pathways laid out, and I had this talk ready to go. And the more I looked at it, the more I realized it really wasn't appropriate, and it was just too much. So today what I'm going to talk about are hormones. And the big take-home point today is going to be hormones make and keep you fat. So I want you to think about that for a few minutes. Now, in the last talk, I said that we're all metabolically unique and that we're all genetically unique. I truly believe that. And eventually, once your hormones are corrected and are working the way they should, I think we're all going to be on a little bit different diet. We're all not going to be on the same diet. But initially, when you first come to see me, chances are your hormones are not going to be where they should be. And the two big hormones that I look at are insulin and leptin. Now, when I say this about hormones, the way I started thinking about this was several years ago. I saw a really good TED Talk by Dr. Peter Attia. And Peter's a transplant surgeon and a trauma surgeon from Johns Hopkins. And he does a very good job of basically portraying his feelings for people that were overweight when he was a resident and as an attending physician at Hopkins. And essentially he looked at these people as that they had something, basically a flaw in their character, that they weren't able to stop eating. Why didn't they stop eating? Just exercise a little bit more, don't eat as much, and you'll lose weight. And I think a large number of us in the medical community feel that way or felt that way. And once I really started looking at this also, I realized that if you don't get these hormones under control, you're going to have a very hard time maintaining proper body composition, the proper amount of body fat percentage to muscle mass. So the two hormones that I want to talk about today and in the next talk are insulin and leptin. I'll save insulin for the next talk because it's a big subject, and I really want to go in depth and have you really understand insulin and insulin resistance and what it does. Today I want to talk about leptin. Leptin is a hormone that's secreted by your fat cells, and what it does is it acts on your brain to tell you that you've had enough to eat. So it's a satiety hormone. Well, what happens is, interesting enough, researchers, when they first discovered leptin, they thought it was going to be the next billion-dollar pharmaceutical, because they figured that all they had to do was increase leptin levels in the body. You'd stop eating, you'd lose weight, it'd be the holy grail for weight loss. But what they found, interesting enough, when they started drawing leptin levels on overweight and obese patients, they're almost universally high. So what happens? Well, what happens is when you have big swings in blood sugar, mainly from high glycemic load diets, sugars, you get big spikes in glucose. So you have leptin released, it goes to your brain, it tells your brain to stop eating. But when this happens over and over again, and you have large surges of leptin, your brain becomes desensitized to the effects of leptin. So it takes more and more and more leptin to get the same result. And where does the leptin come from? Fat cells. So you have to get more and more fat cells produce more and more leptin to get the same effect. So as you can see, this is a very bad cycle that you get into, and it makes it very difficult to lose that body fat. So what we have to do, we have to change those macronutrient ratios. We've got to decrease our carbohydrates, especially initially when you're metabolically deranged. We bring those carbohydrates down, and we increase the amount of good fats. We keep protein at a nice level, good level. Like I said in the last talk, I try to strive somewhere around 0.8 grams per kilo. And that fluctuates depending on how much you work out. Because we don't want to overdo the protein because like I said in the last talk, that protein can get converted to glucose by gluconeogenesis, so you got to be careful. So there's our goal. We're going to bring leptin levels down. We'll start losing body fat. On the next talk, we're going to go in depth into insulin resistance. It's going to be a good talk. So thank you for watching this video, and I hope you check out our next one. Thank you.